You're watching PEG-RI TV, Rhode Island's public access channel.
I'm Paulette Hamilton with the Lieutenant Governor's Office, and I want to welcome you all and just talk a little bit about the housekeeping details. We have snacks and water outside. Please help yourself to that. Everybody try to relax, enjoy this morning. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll learn from each other, and it's very exciting to see young people decide to step up and do something that they believe in and that they love, right? How many of us have jobs, other than myself and the Lieutenant Governor, of course, that we love getting up every morning and going to work? And I think one of the things that these young, oh, you do? John does, okay. It's really important to do what you believe in and to take the chance. So we're very excited to have everybody here today. We do have restrooms across the hall and then the 2 exits behind you, so please make sure you know where everything is. This morning, the Lieutenant Governor will be saying a few words, and then he has to go to a very important meeting in Middletown, so we have to get him out of here as quickly as possible. But he'd like to say a few words to those of you who are here supporting the entrepreneurs and the entrepreneurs themselves. So without further ado, Lieutenant Governor Dan McKee.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Paulette. And before I start, even though Andrea's not in the room, I just want to acknowledge the work that Andrea Oncology has done in our office on this project. I can tell you where it derived from, and the reason that we're here today is that as Lieutenant Governor, I chaired the National Lieutenant Governors Association a year ago. And in Nashville, we had our meeting right around this time last summer. And what I asked all the lieutenant governors from around the country to do was come in and actually gave a presentation of things that were working, that they actually were working on. Not thinking about, but actually working on in their state. So Lieutenant Governor Hampton from the state of Kentucky, she had this idea about an entrepreneurship program. And I said, this fits perfect. This is just a perfect fit with our office, because our office is an advocate for small businesses in the state of Rhode Island. And we've visited businesses all around the state. And so we've always, on this show that we call Advance Rhode Island, which this will be part of that, we give cards here with the schedules of when this show is going to be televised. We talk about the things that we do in our office. And so we use the number 39. 39 cities and towns in the state of Rhode Island, and we say each and every one's important. And everybody that lives inside those communities is important, and the communities that live inside those communities are important. So as a former mayor, I know how important each and every one of our communities are in the state of Rhode Island. So to be here today, right here at New England Tech, a big shout out to New England Tech. There's Andrea there, by the way. Andrea, a little round of applause. To be here at New England Tech and have them host this in a setting like this is just fabulous, right? And we're showing one of our great institutions, one of our great education institutions here right in Rhode Island, and we have, you know, we have many, and New England Tech is one of those. And to have the staff here and to help with the facilities and to show this celebration here of entrepreneurship, because that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that people in the state of Rhode Island know that this is a place where you can open a business and do well. And so I thank all the participants here. Shortly, you're going to hear from them. But right now, I want to just introduce Paul Gentili, who is with the credit unions of Rhode Island. Actually, he has a broader network of credit unions that he's working with. But when we spoke about bringing scholarship money forward to really put the icing on the cake of this event, really make this is what. That scholarship money is really what makes this an event that is has substance and it really has value. And we really thank Paul for that. and the whole credit unions for going forwards to and putting some scholarship money on today, because today 5 different participants, all of them are going to receive some level of scholarship money that are going to help them in their college. So Paul, please come up and introduce yourself. But I can't say enough about the credit unions stepping up and really making this effort. Really making this a really solid effort, and thank you so much, Paul. Please say a few words on behalf of the group that you represent.
Thank you. Well, thank the Lieutenant Governor. Welcome everybody here this morning. I think this is a wonderful. Whenever I get in front of a group, especially when there's a lot of young people, I just always like to ask, does everybody know what a credit union is? How about the young people? So sometimes we struggle with that, but credit unions really are about education and finance kind of mixed together. Credit unions are where you can do your banking. But we're different from banks in that we're not for profit, and when you become a member of the credit union, you're actually an owner of the credit union. So it's a different kind of model of doing your banking, your financial services. But one of our passions is financial literacy. As the young folks in the crowd know, they don't teach financial literacy in schools today, and it's actually one of the biggest problems when kids get out of high school and college. They have all sorts of debt, they don't know how to deal with it. So we're passionate about educating folks about how to handle your finances. And something like this is another thing we're passionate about, making sure businesses thrive in Rhode Island and the economy grows. And it's great to have young people who have bright ideas that hopefully lead to big businesses sometimes. I'm sure there could be a few big business leaders here in the crowd today. So we're just thrilled to partner with the Lieutenant Governor. I think it's a great initiative. So we're happy to be here, happy to support everybody. And when you think of the credit unions of Rhode Island, just think of financial institutions that do good work for the people of Rhode Island. And we're more about profits, we're more about helping people have good financial lives. So welcome everybody, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Paul. And inside of the work that we're doing here today and highlighting high school students' entrepreneurship, I can't think of a better partnership than the Credit Unions of Rhode Island. So thank you so much for doing this, Paul. We appreciate that. I want to just give a quick shout out to also, we wanted to make sure that we included young entrepreneurs in this program, not just the high school students, but there is a core group of Millennial Rhode Island that is just a fantastic group that I got introduced to. And we're going to hear from them right now. Come on up for a second and introduce yourself. But I want to just tell you about Millennial Rhode Island. So one of the shows that we did, we highlighted Millennial Rhode Island. This is a young group of several hundred young people in the state of Rhode Island, and I love their hashtag. I love their hashtag, Choose Rhode Island. Hashtag Choose Rhode Island. So please come on up and say a few words, and thank you so much for being a sponsor of this event.
Hi everyone, hopefully you can see me over this podium. My name is Christine DeVies, and I'm a board of director for Millennial Rhode Island. And actually in my day job, I'm also an attorney that helps businesses get started in Rhode Island, so I'm particularly excited to be here today. I just want to start off by thanking the Lieutenant Governor for organizing this great event and for New England Tech for hosting us. Just a little bit about Millennial Rhode Island. Yes, our hashtag is actually Choose Rhode Island, hashtag Choose Rhode Island. Our mission is to encourage young professionals to choose Rhode Island as a state where they want to live, work, and grow. And under that mission, we offer so many different resources to young people here in the state, including social networking events, professional networking events, and actually workshops as well, which one of them that we had was how to gain capital as a new business in Rhode Island, how to find capital here. So we are very excited to be a part of this organization and this event here. Essentially, we want to keep young professionals in Rhode Island, and this event here, we just hope encourages young entrepreneurs to choose Rhode Island as the state where they want to open up their business. We're so happy that you have such innovative ideas and are a part of this. So thank you again, and good luck to those that are competing today. Thank you.
To have the Millennial Rhode Island as a core group that's helping sponsor this, that you could not find a finer match, because we're going to have young millennial business owners to be the judges today, and I get to introduce two of them right now, so they can introduce themselves to all the families and the supporters. I know there's teachers here. I know there's people here that are really supporting the young the young entrepreneurs that are going to give their presentation. But let me just start off here just by introducing John. John, could you just kind of give an idea of who you are and how we met each other? And John's one of the businesses that we actually visited in North Kingstown. So go ahead, John.
How's everybody doing today?
Great.
Good. So Lieutenant Governor came to my store about a year ago, and I started a business when I was 22 years old, and we recycle durable medical equipment. This equipment ranges anywhere from power wheelchairs to scooters, hospital beds, patient lifts, ramps, vans. Basically, we help elderly and handicapped people afford their mobility. I started my business when I was 22, so I can relate to all these young people that are trying to do something and have ideas and work hard, because it's not easy, and there's not a lot of people that are doing it at a young age. So, you know, I'm gonna take my hat off to you guys and keep working hard, and I'm excited to be here for you guys, and good luck.
Yeah, thanks, John. Diana, would you introduce yourself? And I have visited your shop as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Eliana Parada. I'm a former business owner of Las Delicias Bakery. It's a family-owned business that has now been passed on to younger generation. Very excited to be here. I was nominated 2016 Young Entrepreneur of the Year, and that's when I got my chance to meet Lieutenant, and it was a very great experience. Very glad to be here, and good luck to all the contestants.
So as you can tell, and Alyssa will be here shortly, I believe, but she's got the 401 facility right down in South Kingstown, and it's a wonderful shop. And actually, I should have brought one of the hats, because everything in her business, in her shop, and hopefully she'll be here shortly, is with the 401. So you got the hat with the 401, you got the shirts with the 401. It's kind of a unique, effort to kind of highlight Rhode Island, but at the same time be involved in a business. So we were so proud that we have these young entrepreneurs here, and so proud to be able to introduce, the newest entrepreneurs in the state of Rhode Island, and participating in the Lieutenant Governor's Entrepreneurial Challenge today, right here at New England Tech. So I believe I'm going to just call people up. Is it time for the presentations? Are we going to do the presentations now? Right? We're going to do the presentations, right? And we'll start with, please come on. We're going to start in this order. I'm going to tell you the order that we're doing it so everybody knows the order, okay? So we're going to do Food from Friends. That'll be the first one up, right? And then we're going to do the KL Consulting. And then we're going to do the Loop and Knot. Oh yeah, you're following this? Everybody following this? And then we're going to do the Swanson Capital. And then we're going to do the Viditi VR, right, Andrea? And so why don't we call up the Food from Friends, right? And then you can introduce yourself and then introduce your program. And that is from Moses Brown, and it's Sarah, it's Tio, it's Brooke, and it's Noah. Come on up and give them a welcome. Give them a nice welcome. We good? We good?
How is everyone today?
Great.
I'm Teo Milner.
I'm Zara Salem.
I'm Brooke Nyman.
And I'm Noah Werble. And we're all seniors at Moses Brown School, and we'd like to thank everyone for this fantastic opportunity to share our idea. And also, we'd like to wish all the other groups good luck. You know, you guys have been working hard. Thank you.
So before you start, I just want to tell you that we have a little time here, so when you're getting close, and then when time is up, you have to stop. Right in the middle of it, even if you're in the middle of it, okay? So succinct, brevity, and get going. Have fun.
Thank you.
Our two economics of social innovation classes asked ourselves the following question. How can we help to address the pressing issues of food insecurity and hunger in Rhode Island among school-aged children in the urban core? We attend Moses Brown School, which is a Quaker Friends school that's dedicated to helping the greater community and addressing issues of social justice. And as a result, when we asked ourselves that following question, we spent months researching the social, legal, and economic aspects to the solution of this problem, and throughout this process, we were aided by professionals at Hasbro. Our solution was Food from Friends, and that's what we're here to tell you about today.
We identified two major problems in our state, food insecurity and food waste, and we need more than hope to make a difference. So imagine this is Timmy. He's a local 4th grader and goes to school just like the rest of us, but instead of focusing on his teachers, he's focused on his growling stomach because he didn't have dinner the night before.
This is a story lived by many children throughout Rhode Island every single day. This is what we as Rhode Islanders fill 20% of our junks with. Instead of wasting this much food, it could instead go to kids like Timmy.
Now, 1 in 8 Rhode Islanders struggle with food insecurity. And to put that into perspective, that's 135,000 people in our state who have issues with food daily. We need to fix this issue. Now, 55,000 people in Rhode Island are served by the food bank. And that's far less than half of that 135,000 people who are struggling with food insecurity. To put this into perspective, 51,000 homes are food insecure, and also 21,000 homes have low food security. These are in line with national numbers, which is 12% food insecure and 5% low food security, which makes this a pressing issue.
As Tayo and Zara just said, clearly not only is food insecurity an issue, but food waste is an issue as well. And that's what our solution, Food from Friends, seeks to conquer, both of those issues at once. Food from Friends will be a care package that redistributes foods from every single major food group, and they will be placed into a care package to create ready-to-prepare meals for families in Rhode Island that need them. This is our Food from Friends preliminary design. Each Food from Friends care package will not only create ready-to-prepare meals, but each box will also contain a small nutritional guide telling how to prepare the contents within. And whenever someone purchases a Food from Friends care package, they'll always know what they're getting, as each box will be labeled and color-coded according to the dietary preference of the food within. And they will also have the foods listed on the back, as well as their ingredients. The inside of a Food from Friends care package will not vary much. It will be compartmentalized with packaged foods within. However, the amount of food within each care package may vary, depending on how many people are on a single Food from Friends membership, but I'll delve into the membership details later.
Now, my partners and I visited the Rhode Island Community Food Bank, where we met with the CEO, Andrew Schiff, and we discussed the issues of food insecurity in Rhode Island. And what we came to learn is that even though they're serving less than half of the people in the state who have trouble with food insecurity, they're also buying and supplying 2/3 of the food that they are then giving out to these people. Therefore, this means that all this food that's going to waste is not being used and put back into the food bank, and the food bank is therefore left to work and try and get more food, therefore to give it out to people. So what we want to do is take these streams of food from different locations and give it to the food bank and put it into our care packages so that we can help people with food that would otherwise be wasted. We've contacted multiple grocery stores around the state, as well as other small businesses who are in the food industry, such as Dave's Marketplace and Stop and Shop. We'd like to use their 20+ locations in our state to not only use them as a place where we can get food to put into our care packages, but also distribution hubs, so we can have more outreach and reach more people who need these packages.
We want the care packages to be accessible to as many people as possible, and for that reason, Food from Friends will have 2 purchasing options. The first being a membership option, which we think to be the most sustainable. On a membership option, you can have as many people on a single membership as you would like, and it's a monthly subscription fee that's calculated based on the person's yearly income. However, we also know when people are absolutely strapped for food for only a day or 2 at a time, they may only need food for a day or 2 at a time, and for that reason, there's also a purchase as you go option, or just a single time buying purchasing option.
So we have decided to move forward as a 501c3 nonprofit organization for 3 main reasons. The first of which is the Bill Emerson Good Samaritan Food Donation Act, which allows supermarkets like Stop and Shops and Dave's to donate food to our company, and because we are a nonprofit, said supermarkets will then not be held liable if something were to go wrong with the food. The second reason is because we are a Quaker school, and being a nonprofit is an example of both stewardship and community, 2 of the main Quaker values. The third reason is because we are a nonprofit, these grocery markets will also receive tax deductions.
That was great, guys. I love that idea, I really do. In college, I actually drafted an agreement, and I brought it to my local grocery store and tried to have them do this exact same thing. But the grocery store wouldn't do it because of the liability purposes. So I think that you guys heading this and doing this is such a wonderful thing. I really love it. So congratulations. Good job, guys.
Great.
Yes, absolutely. Fabulous idea. Really glad to hear you're reaching out to target and tackle this hunger that's going on right now in our day and age. The plan is really, the pitch was really great. The only thing I would change would probably be stating what the cost is and who you're trying to market this out to, but overall it was really great.
Yes, just to echo my two fellow judges here, it was a great job, great topic to issue. Food insecurity and food waste is a huge problem, not just in Rhode Island, but nationwide, so I think you guys picked a great issue to focus on and to have an impactful business. I would just echo advice in the future, definitely to look at the costs as well to present on that, and the demographic to who you're really trying to target is the area that this is going to be most helpful to. Are you going to be in the right place for to reach that demographic to help them? So, but great job, you guys.
I have one quick question. How are you guys getting funding for any of this?
So, I mean, obviously when you have a 501c3,
Yep.
there's a lot of, help through donations and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But, we have quite a few people who have spoken and given us a lot of interest in this.
Yep.
So there's definitely the possibility of getting startup capital.
Yep.
And then we've also looked into when we have costs such as, say, supplying 10% of the food that goes into the food boxes, because we don't want to have a half-empty box, of course.
Yeah.
There's also the possibility of charging whatever we have paid,
Just
divided
cost.
by all the boxes. So if you have a box that's worth $50 of grocery shopping, and you end up charging who's ever buying it $5, $6 just to cover our costs,
Yeah.
It's a great deal and it's very affordable for them. 10% of what they would normally be paying, and it also allows us to keep our company afloat.
Great. You guys should look into grants, writing grants, and
Yeah.
So good job, guys.
Good job. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Carrie Larson, and I'm with KL Consulting, which I started business plan. Who are we? I will be a business psychology consulting program. Business psychology is defined as a business that works with other businesses to generate more efficiency and gather the business together in a better process and combining different types of personalities in the business. What is our goal? Our goal is to work with small businesses throughout Bristol and Rhode Island to create better environment for businesses, make their revenue profitable. What will be accomplished through KL Consulting? Accomplished would be small businesses thriving in a community where it may not always be possible. The consultation is broken down into 5 different parts. First, the diagnosis of the company. That will be working with the company and all different aspects of the company to see where problems may occur, where they may have questionable presentation and diagnosis. That will be sitting down with the company and each individual person and describing the plan to improve, where they may have some problems and where we can improve the company. The consultation will be looking at that company through a 2-week period and seeing where they have improved, where other spots may need to improve, and just generally looking at the company. And then the evaluation is after the 2 weeks, sitting down with the company once again to see the improvements, see where everyone's mindset of the improvements are, where they feel need more improvement at that time. And then the follow-up. Follow-up would happen a couple months after the consultation, where we can see if they have kept up with the improvements, if there are more problems that come up. Marketing opportunities. So the current Rhode Island opportunity is that there's numerous small businesses in Rhode Island, specifically in Bristol where I would be looking to start. There's a lot of small businesses and I feel like they could grow from this. And small competition, right? Business psychology is not a very popular profession right now, but that's where I'm going to school to pursue. So I would love to bring that into Bristol and bring that into Rhode Island. And how small businesses can benefit. I think it's obvious how a small business would be able to thrive from learning just a little bit about their company and being able to step back and see how they can improve. The primary target market is the businesses themselves. I'll be targeting businesses, reaching out to see how I can help and if they will accept my help. The secondary target market is business psychologists. As I said, it's not a very popular profession, so I would have to reach out to people I know through my field that would be willing to come work with me, or different people who are able to come and help. Target plan. Mail letters would primarily be my market plan, and that would be mailing letters to different businesses, explaining who I am and what I would be able to do for their company. Second would be Facebook. Starting up a Facebook page for my business, explaining what I am, what my plan is, and how I can help. And Bristol Merchants Association. So Bristol Merchants Association works with small businesses in Bristol. So I feel like that would be the perfect opportunity to be able to get my name out. Strengths. Not many competitors. As I said, it's a perfect opportunity to be able to reach out and not have to worry about other competitors coming in. Opportunities. Growth. It's a small town in Bristol. I can grow out of that and reach throughout the United States if possible. Weaknesses. As I've said about marketing my company, I would have to work very hard to be able to reach all. That's all.
Great job. This is a great pitch. I think that you are really capturing the business climate in Rhode Island right now. You're seeing a lot of great resources in Rhode Island to startups and small businesses, and I think that the fact that you're able to identify that and try to market yourself as something more unique than just another incubator. I think that's fantastic. It's a great idea. So great job.
Thank you. Yes, great, excellent pitch. I love the idea of consulting small businesses. I remember when I had first started my business, it was very hard finding guidance, knowing where to start, what step one is. It was mostly, wing it as you go, learn from the mistakes. So definitely this is, I can definitely see great growth for you in the future. Just as a recommendation, I would look into to see if you would like to, how you want to set up your pricing. As a small business owner, when you're just starting up, there's a lot of expenses that you have to put into, and sometimes you might not have that immediate funding up front to get someone on board with you to guide you. So that would be my recommendation, but overall, great job.
I don't know if this thing's working or not, but good job. It's not easy to stand up there by yourself and do that. So, good job for doing that. Not a lot of people can get up there by themselves and give a presentation. So, and a lot of people don't realize what's going wrong with their business. And realizing that there's a niche or an opportunity in a market is very intelligent. So, good work.
Are you going to be targeting any specific businesses specializing in a certain area, or is this more general? Whatever?
It's more of a general working with small businesses. I feel like, especially restaurants, sometimes need some help and aren't able to target where they may fall off with employees. So I feel like that's a perfect opportunity to be able to work with people.
Yep, and that's great too. I mean, you're identifying the fact that Rhode Island is a huge food hub, so that's going to be a big majority of the market. So great job. Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Can you hold this for a second? Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Melody Mullings, and I am the founder of LoopNot. I have very many interests, most of which fall into the STEAM category. That's science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics, for those of you who don't know. My major interests are mechanical engineering, game design,
And the mission for this business is really just to be a vehicle to fund all of my individual projects, which I have many of, while still sharing and designing my jewelry pieces. My current goal is to support my internship Steam Box Rhode Island's trip to Japan, where many students like me will be in one of the biggest companies there for game design and animation, like Sega, Studio Ghibli. And I will accomplish this goal by raising $1,000 by the end of the year and by retaining customers. So our strategy is to, in addition to websites, business cards, and newsletters, to sell at 8 craft fairs. This will not only boost sales, it will raise awareness and get my name out there. As you can see, I'll get a total profit of $710 by the end of the year with just the events alone. I'm actually selling at an event after this. My dad is already in there selling things for me until I get over there. The remaining $290 will be more than covered by my regular sales, which will spike because of the awareness that will be gained during the holidays and movie releases, which I'll definitely be taking advantage of. Paracord, how many of you have heard of paracord? Oh wow, that's more than I expected. Paracord is actually used to suspend parachutes, and it's also used for survival bracelets, which you can see here. The buckles actually have whistleblowers, fire starters, compasses, and little hunting knives built into them. I have the compass fire starter one over there. And the competitive advantage I have is that there's a lot of jewelry out there. Like there's a whole lot, a bunch of local ones, big ones like Alex and Ani, but what they don't have is paracord. Paracord is durable and good for hiking, and it's even good for people who just like to feel adventurous like I do. So this is really good for all of them, and I also tend to have lower prices, and even the online paracordists out there, they don't have my variety. That bracelet I think you're holding, that's actually my design. You won't find that anywhere else. Cool. So both jewelry and hiking, the industries are billion-dollar industries, and they're continuing to grow. There are countless paracordists out there that are super unique and they're amazing, and I get my inspiration from them all the time. But they're not really selling their things regularly, which is where I come in. Like I said, my competitors either don't have paracord or don't have my paracord. So, my plan, in addition to the personal selling, which I mentioned earlier, will be to market on social media. Instagram is really good for photos. Since my stuff is already eye-catching, this will be a great platform. Pinterest, because I already have a bunch of followers and people I know on there, so it'll be easy to reach out to them. And I also know a lot of people on LinkedIn and have a large network of people in general who are willing to support me and know what I do. I'll also be consigning my items to different hiking and outdoor companies. This will increase my productivity, and yeah. So my strengths is I have a lot of experience in jewelry selling and jewelry design. I've been selling jewelry for about 3 years now, and I've been making jewelry for 6 years. So my skills will only continue to improve and get better. And I'm also thinking of crazy designs, like there's glow paracord out there, and maybe inserting technology, like my dad gave me the idea to make an Apple Watch out of my paracord, which would be awesome. And I learned really quickly. I got into paracord and I've only been doing it for 6 months, so as you can see, I can do this really quickly and learn new designs also relatively quickly. My weaknesses is I'm only one person, so I train other people to do what I do and give them kind of the high demand thing, so give me room to experiment, which I love to do. And my opportunities, I know a lot of people who know a lot of people, so reaching out to them, oh, sorry. Thank you guys.
Okay, great job. First, I want to start off by saying I love your entrepreneurial energy and the fact that you have your family out there selling these, and that's amazing. I love that. I think that your idea is great. You see in business that when people are buying something that has a mission behind it, that's impactful, that you see people tend to support that. So I think that you've grasped that, and you have a great product here that I think people would be very supportive of. Great job. Good job.
Awesome. I can definitely feel your passion for this. Great job. I have a question for you. How did this whole idea come about?
So I had another business called Joy's Jewels where I sold beaded jewelry, and I love the design of things, but making beaded jewelry is so tedious and frustrating. I just wanted a way that I could just design without much emphasis being on finding the pieces themselves and putting things together. So I found this online, and I just love the way it's like almost like braiding my hair almost. And it was really easy to come up with things because, well, YouTube was a great help versus with beaded jewelry, not so much. So.
Awesome, great. And also to compliment you on all the slides there, really loved it. You had all the numbers, everything in the business plan. Excellent job.
How old are you?
I'm 17.
Good job. You know, people love to support young people, and you're very charismatic. You know, sell yourself and keep doing what you're doing. You know, because you're 17 years old. There's people that are 30, 40 years old that aren't doing what you're doing. So, keep up the good work. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Before we begin, I would like to thank you for having us here today. My name is Nathan Watts, this is Ryan Watts and Max Watson. Our company is Swanson Capital, an alternative mutual fund dedicated to providing our investors with strong returns and protection from market volatility using a unique trading strategy.
In the current economy, 3 out of every 10 Americans report that they are not confident in their retirement savings. Often, they are forced to place their funds in a dangerously volatile environment or in the bond market, where positions are required to be held for an unrealistic amount of time given the investor's immediate goals. Additionally, many of these individuals lack the knowledge required to manage and grow their own portfolio. At Swanson Capital, our primary segment is composed of individuals aged 45 to 55 years old that do not yet have sufficient funds to retire. Our secondary segment is composed of individuals aged 35 through 44 years old that have not yet established a retirement fund and need to grow their portfolio quickly. And our tertiary segment is composed of individuals aged 56 through 70 years old that need supplementary income to help support them throughout their retirement.
Swanson Capital is an alternative mutual fund consisting of 2 trading strategies. The first is merger arbitrage, where we focus on growing our investors' funds. The second is a dividend payment strategy, where we focus on supplying our investors with supplementary income. Using an algorithm we have created, we're able to move funds between these 2 strategies.
Swanson Capital protects investors from market volatility, grows funds faster than the bond market, and creates a portfolio that consistently adapts as investors' funds grow using merger arbitrage, dividend payments, and dynamic investing. Our merger arbitrage strategy takes advantage of the immediate price change of 2 companies after the announcement of a merger or acquisition. This strategy involves investing in the target company while shorting the acquiring company. Typically, the stock price of the target company will rise due to the price of acquisition, while the acquiring company struggles due to the debt of purchasing the target company.
The dividend payment strategy consists of many large companies such as Johnson & Johnson, Microsoft, and Chevron, paying strong quarterly dividends to their investors. We utilize this strategy in order to provide our investors with supplementary income, which will continue to support them as they near and enter retirement.
Swanson Capital has created dynamic investments. This allows for 80% of the original investment to be placed in the merger arbitrage strategy, where we will grow their funds, with the remaining 20% to be placed in the dividend payment strategy, where we will supply them with supplementary income. As funds in the merger arbitrage strategy grow, every 3 years, 20% will be moved into the dividend payment strategy to supply more supplementary income. This allows our investors' portfolio to continuously adapt as their funds grow. This chart helps demonstrate this concept. As you can see, we have the initial investment, with 20% going into the dividend payment strategy. The remaining 80% will go into the merger arbitrage strategy, where we will grow their funds. We then enter a 3-year cycle. Each year, we project to yield about a 16% return in profits. At the end of this 3-year cycle, 20% of existing funds in the merger arbitrage strategy. We moved into the dividend payment strategy to supply more supplementary income, while 80% will remain in the merger arbitrage strategy. What this 3-year cycle allows us to do is to continue to create exponential growth of funds while building more supplementary income as our investors near and enter retirement.
Unlike traditional mutual funds, sponsored capital not only provides reliable return, but consistent income. Our dynamic approach alters the return structure as investors' funds grow, providing a unique combination of income and profits on all investments. Our merger arbitrage strategy protects investors from market volatility, while the dividend payment plan provides supplementary income to our investors as they move throughout retirement.
While other funds may offer high potential profits or a safe dividend payment strategy, they do not provide the consistent returns combined with stable and reliable supplementary income that Swanson Capital offers our investors. Our concept of dynamic investments provides both and allows our investors' portfolio to continuously adapt without the cost of a financial advisor or repeated payments of brokerage commissions.
Swanson Capital retains 2% of all initial investments, as well as 20% of profits made annually. Of this 20%, 15% is kept by Swanson Capital, with the remaining 5% being used to pay off any debt.
Within our first year of operation, Swanson Capital projects roughly $633,000 in profits, at 0.01% of our primary segment, invests on average $10,000 per person. This equates to 1,353 investors. Within our second year of operation, Swanson Capital projects roughly $938,000 in profits, and in our third year, $1,447,000 in profits.
The strengths of our fund include our ability to provide strong returns combined with protection from market volatility. Due to the fact that we are a startup, we will not be able to take as large a position in our trades as we would like to. However, this will not affect our percentage returns. We have the opportunity to reach individual investors as well as companies who would like to provide us in our company's 401k plan. Thank you very much for your time.
Good job, guys. I think these concepts are, complicated, and the fact that you guys grasp these concepts at such a young age is very impressive, And what I love what you guys did is credibility, right? You guys all wearing the suits, you look credible, right? You have to bring credibility, and you have to have experience. I think in order to make this successful, you have to have experience and credibility.
Yeah.
And, wearing the part, dressing the part, you gotta be the part, and if you guys bring this into fruition, I think you need to have a couple years of experience, maybe even working with a company that does this, and then having some proven success. Because you need people to invest and trust what you're doing. And if you can show them that you've done this in the past and you've created success, then they will trust you.
Yeah,
it's all about credibility. So good job, guys.
Thank you.
Yes, awesome plan. I think I might have to touch base with you to get my 401 plan started. Great job. Quick question. Have you been doing anything that will prepare you to launch this so far?
Well, right now we've been doing online trading, not with real money, but paper trading. Obviously, before we launch this business, we're going to have to go to college and obtain our Series 7. And hopefully work at an investment bank for a few years in order to obtain experience so our investors trust us. But we have been practicing these trades online so far.
Excellent. Good job. Definitely great plan. Wish you definitely much success. And I think this will be a niche that many people can benefit from, because just people like myself, just speaking for myself, I would like to have my retirement ready so I can enjoy it. Thank you.
Great job, guys. I echo the sentiments of my fellow judges here. I'm so impressed by the fact that you can, you know these concepts so well, and I think it's a great idea. I actually just have a quick question. What do you think is the best age for someone to buy into this investment, for them to reach the best payout at retirement age? What's the best age for someone to start?
So typically, we would advise that you start investing in a 401k plan as soon as you start your job.
Okay.
What we reach out to are individuals who maybe have not started their 401k plan or have very limited funds in that 401k plan as a near retirement.
Yeah.
So we're targeting people who are getting closer to retirement, maybe don't have the funds they need to retire, and don't have the room to put it in a volatile environment where the swings of the market can destroy their funds within a period of months.
Okay, great. Yeah, just a piece of advice going forward, since the fact that you guys are so young, I think puts you in a really advantageous position. I think you're going to be able to teach young people who are not really thinking about this. Frankly, even at my age, this isn't really something that my fellow peers are thinking about. But I think it's very important to, and I think the fact that you're young, you can use the next few years while you're in college to teach financial literacy, and in that way you'll gain people following you. And when you're ready to launch this, you're going to have people ready to go into your plan. So, but great job, guys.
Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, my name is Sri Dasari and I'm a rising senior at the South Academy, and my company name is Bonnets. So I'm going to start off with my story. So freshman year I took a civics class, and it was a completely Socratic style classroom. So 80% of our grade was based on discussion. And as a freshman, I didn't really know anyone, and just to raise my hand, I'd be really tense and shaking and sweaty hands and everything. And this is a problem that a lot of high school students face. And so I went on a college tour to Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in New York, and they talked about a language course that they offered. So basically, if you were taking a French class, you would, as a final exam, you'd wear a virtual reality headset, be placed in a cafe in the middle of Paris, and you're graded on how you interact with the people around you in that cafe. And that was when I was could you use this to potentially simulate a classroom experience? Could you present in front of a virtual audience rather than an actual audience? So basically my product is an application to effectively combat public speaking. And I tested this product at school. So what I did was, what you would do is you'd have a virtual reality headset, and you'd have a 360-degree video recording of a classroom in your school. You'd put it in the virtual reality headset, and you'd wear it, and then you'd have headphones as an auditory input to be more immersed in that experience, as well as a heart rate sensor like this. Or you could also have a wearable device like an Apple Watch, and you would wear that headset, and then you would present to that classroom. And your heart rate is going to be it's going to be stored on a cloud, and you're going to get constant feedback. So say if your heart rate is really unsteady at some part, then you would get feedback saying that maybe you should raise your voice here, or maybe you should slow down. And it's really personalized. So to test this product, I used it at school, and one of the responses I got was, I totally forgot where I was and just focused on the classroom on that VR portrayed. So there are benefits for this product. I tested them. So I actually took this project to science fair, and and it was really greatly received. And the governor of Rhode Island recognized it, as well as the American Psychologists Association, and got top 10. And basically what I saw was that when students used a VR headset and presented in front of a virtual classroom rather than practicing with a friend, your heart rate is significantly increased, and that proves that this simulates an actual classroom experience. So I got the provisional patent filed right now, and that's the evidence. Wow. And so to test marketability, I conducted a survey where 166 faculty members answered it and 306 students answered it. So 74.1% of faculty members said that they would use a product like this in their classrooms, and 88.8% of students said that they experienced this fear. So that shows that it's going to be widely received. And looking at Rhode Island, there's 58 schools and about 44,448 students. And if I were to create the app, I would start at about $199. And if 20% of high school students use it, which is a conservative estimate, based on the marketability on that survey, there would be 100% profit. I actually, to test it, I went internationally and I talked to a hotel management college called Sun International Institute, and they have a class strength of 5,000 students, and they endorsed in the product saying that when it's released into the market, they would do a pilot test. So, yeah, I have it right here.
Wow, yeah, sure.
So I really believe in this product, and there has been research that went into it and developing the product and the industry. I've talked to a lot of mentors, and I'm really passionate about getting this into the market right now.
Oh, great. Honestly, I'm super impressed. I think this is an idea that you're able to really hit the ground running now at this point in your life. It is something I haven't seen on the market. So, and really you're identifying a real issue. I mean, public speaking, it's an art form, right? And unless you practice more, you're just not gonna develop those skills. And I wish that I had something like this that I was able to practice more, so I would be a little bit better at it. And I think this is a fantastic and innovative idea. I commend you very much. And the fact that you already did your market research, you're out there, you're talking to people, you're getting people willing to put this in their classroom. I'm very impressed. Just one question: the VR, the headset, right? How much would that be if it's?
So basically, virtual reality, you can get a headset like this or a simple Google Cardboard, and that's going to be around like $10. So it really varies on what kind of headset you want.
Okay, great. And so aside from providing the app, would you also be supplying some of these VR headsets to schools and institutions?
Currently, right now, I'm working on an app, but in the future, the goal is to actually create a headset, a very cost-efficient headset where you'd have the headphones, and instead of wearing a wearable or having like a heart rate sensor, it would be built into the headphones, so that way like your heart rate would be stored in that one set, one headset.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I really appreciate your innovative thinking and your energy. It's fantastic. Great job.
All I can say is wow, you blew me away. The technology and also having the business aspect under your belt and being very knowledgeable about everything definitely is amazing. Great job as far as knowing the numbers, statistics, putting everything into practice. Great, it's very awesome. Now to be able to track the rate and everything, do students or teachers have a website or portal that they can access to view all the information?
So what I'm thinking is basically the app. So when a school can get this in bulk, and they can have a platform to upload their own experiences. So only students would be able to access those experiences with a login information. And there would also be a public one where it would be stuff that people can put online. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. Excellent job and congratulations.
So innovative, I always think about the game of Monopoly, right? Where once all the spaces get filled up, you end up having to pay rent to be on those spaces. And this is kind of a business idea that's so new. There's not too much opportunity nowadays to start a business and have innovative ideas, and this is so innovative. And the combination of technology and something that you've experienced and then you created this concept is so smart. I think everybody gets nervous when they have to public speak. It's something that everybody can relate to, and the fact that you created a way to practice that, because you can say the speech in the shower, a million times over, and you can say it, however, but unless you really feel that moment, it's not going to be the same. So really smart. Congratulations. Good job.
One giant round of applause for these. Now that we've heard these great presentations, we are now going to take about a 10-minute break, let our amazing judges deliberate, talk things over. We'll come back, and then we will be giving out and announcing our scholarships. So thank you guys for being here. See you all in 10 minutes. We do ask that if you are a participant, you do leave the room during this time. No peeking. So we will see you guys. Just hang out in the hallway. We'll see you in 10. Thank you so much. Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. Glad you're still with us. I like this saying because it's always true. Teamwork makes the dream work. And I know we've already acknowledged some of the people that helped make this possible today, but guess what? We're doing it again. So if I can just have Paul from the Credit Union Association and also our representative from Millennial Rhode Island, please join me up here.
on behalf of the Lieutenant Governor, who is not me, Paul, thank you so much. Thank you. We could not be any more appreciative of the work you've done. And I will do a Lieutenant Governor handshake.
All right.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, thank you. And then our representative from Millennial, Rhode Island, who actually subbed in as a judge. She didn't know she was doing this today, and she was fantastic. Thank you. Alrighty, this is the big moment, the one we've all been waiting for. I just want to reiterate again that these students are absolutely amazing. We had over 40 applicants this year for the first challenge, and these are our final ones, and we had a hard time picking them, and I know our judges did as well. It was a close scoring, but we're about to announce our winners.
Okay, so we're going to start with the 5th place winner.
Alrighty, in our 5th place, excuse me 1 second. Alrighty, our 5th place, please come up to the front, is going to be the Food from Friends team. Come on down. Alrighty, this is your check. Don't try to cash this just yet.
Very nice.
Alrighty, come on, let's have some more applause. Awesome, thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much.
Yep, you can head right back. Alrighty.
And our 4th place winner is
KL Consulting. Come on.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you. Awesome. Great job.
And our 3rd place winner today is Swanson Capital.
Nice outfits once again. Alrighty, we'll face this way and we'll do who's who later. There you go.
Come on, big smile.
Awesome.
Yes.
Big smile.
I didn't get the memo, but
Nice.
Okay, so we have 2 left. The 2nd place, I'm not good with numbers, is Loop and Knot.
good one. Alrighty, for you.
Wow, $2,000.
Nice. Good job.
Pretty good, huh? Okay, and John, can I have a little drum roll, please? Winner number 1 is Vidati VR. Well, we can't thank you all enough. Congratulations to everyone. It was a lot of fun. Our first time at trying this. If you have suggestions about how we can improve as we go along, this will become an annual event. So we're really looking forward to seeing new faces, old faces come and support the others. But in the meantime, just relish the moment and enjoy the fact that you're all winners. And thank you very much to our group here in the front who were working very diligently to understand that everyone gets a little nervous coming up here. Everyone has different goals, but we all had successes today. So I have to thank you all. Thanks to the credit unions and to Lieutenant Governor McKee, who sends his best. He called moments ago and said, "Do I have time to come back?" But I said, "Nope, sorry, we're already done." So have a wonderful day, everyone, and thanks again for coming.